Hello, happy Sunday. I'm going to let a few of you guys get on and then we will get started. I hope that you guys are having a great day. And if not, always remember that it's up to you. It is up to you. Your attitude determines your altitude. So I'm very excited to be popping on here to do a short training with you guys about social media, branding, all of that. So I'll go ahead. Hi guys, I'll introduce myself. My name is Chloe Cox. I am the Superstar Director for Anchored Sense Groups, and we have 3 other Superstar Directors within our groups, and they're pretty amazing. And I'm very, very thankful and just humbled to have the group that I have. And so I'm going to share with you guys pretty much what being your brand is, what that means, and hopefully I'll be able to give you guys some hope and inspiration and just understanding of what being your brand means. And I'm going to start by saying that a little background about me. So I do not have a business degree. I don't have a marketing degree. I didn't go to school for public relations or communications. I had to self-teach all of the things with Scentsy. I used to be a nurse. I retired. It'll be 3 years in October. And when I was a nurse and doing Scentsy at the same time, I mean, it was hard on a whole nother level. But I just want to say, first and foremost, that if that is you and you are working another job and you're doing Scentsy full time, or if you've thought about doing Scentsy full time and you feel like it's not worth it, I'm here to tell you that it's worth it, but it's hard work. And so just know that anybody can do this business, anybody can be successful, but the choice is yours. You get the chance to choose what type of life you want to live. You get the choice to choose how you are going to build your business, and if you are going to train yourself and use tools, not just from this page, but all over YouTube, Google, etc., to really decide, I'm doing this. And I'm saying that because we don't have enough people in Scentsy saying, I want to take you with me. But I'm here to tell you, I'm here to take everybody with me that wants to come. So let's talk about one of the hardest pieces of this business, which is social media and becoming your brand. So a couple years ago, I had the pleasure of being trained by Jilly Sue. She is a Superstar Director within Scentsy. She did a social media training on my team page a couple years ago. And one of the main things that she talked about is being your brand. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, what does being your brand mean? I don't get it. I'm confused. And so here's a couple things that I want to, let me back up. So before I have you write down these 3 questions that I want you to be able to answer after this training, before I go over that, I'm going to tell you a couple things that have really helped me mentally and have helped me stay in my lane. Because this is a business to where, guess what? Everybody's looking at everybody else. Everybody's like, what is she doing? Let me get that file. Let me do this. And let me just tell you, that is a disaster of a like lane to be in. Get the hell out of that lane. If that is you and you are comparing yourself to all these people on social media that have this great branding and that are doing all these things, I promise you, number one, half of it is a highlight reel and it's not real life. And I'm going to talk about the importance of being authentic and living a true life through social media. And number 2, you never ever see the work it takes for people to get where they're at. Okay. Anything you see on social media is always going to be smoke and mirrors. So you have to be very careful as to what you're allowing your eyes to see. If there is something on social media that strikes me wrong or that's negative or that is not okay, I immediately unfollow that page because it's very important what you put in front of your eyes. So couple things before we get started. Remember, there's only one you, and that is your superpower. Did you know that you guys have a superpower? Nobody's like you. Nobody's like you. And what a boring freaking world it would be if everybody was like everybody else. If everybody partied the same way. If everybody followed up with customers the same way. If everybody had the same labels and the same business cards. That would literally suck. So remember, your superpower is that you are unique and that you are unlike anybody else. And the sooner I realized my superpower was that, I stopped giving a damn what anybody else thought. And that's a hard pill for people to swallow, because in order to be vulnerable, you have to realize that some people aren't going to like you. And you're going to have to realize that you're going to have people that don't support your business and that may not like your posts. They see them though. So we all have the same 24 hours a day as Beyonce. Remember that. Next time you say, I don't have time to work my business, I don't have time to go and brand myself, I don't have time. You have the same 24 hours as Beyonce, as Oprah. Get off of the couch and work your business. Okay? You're going to get that for free. So, what a boring world it would be if we were all the same. So, rule number 1, I already said this, but stop caring what other people think. If they don't pay your bills, listen to me, if they don't pay your bills and they are not the glue in your household, meaning your significant other kids and your kids, they don't matter. They don't matter. And I say that because we do live in a world where people are afraid sometimes of what to post on social media. What if I'm vulnerable? What if I don't like it? Stop worrying about what everybody else is going to think because they don't pay your bills. I've never understood that. But I get that we're in this world of like criticism and everything needs to be perfect. Guys, people don't like perfect. And let me tell you a secret too. If you want to be a leader in this business, make people want your job. People are not going to want your job if you're working your business too much, if you're not making it fun, if you're not incorporating your life into Scentsy. And social sharing is the way that I do all of that. So I'm going to tell you guys first, my Instagram handle is the Chloe Cox. Okay. It is public. You can follow me. If you don't want to follow me, that's fine. But I'm saying the way that you're going to learn how to post content correctly, efficiently, effectively, and learn how to do it is by watching people that are doing it. So people that I want you guys to follow, I want you to follow me. I want you to follow Nick Peretta. I want you to follow Chastity Robinson. I want you to follow Ray Ray. Those names will immediately come up. They are fantastic at social sharing. Fantastic. They are consistent. And this is the thing. If you are going to decide, we've got to stop saying, oh, I don't know how to work social media. Well, you don't know how to work Instagram because you're not using it. Do you want to know how I learned how to work Instagram? I opened it and I started pressing the buttons when I wanted to post to my story. That's what I did. So quit thinking that you don't know what you're doing and get started and learn how to do it by doing things, by doing the things. That is how, honestly, you are going to be able to learn how to incorporate your brand, right? Who you are into this social media world. And so the names that I want you guys to follow, I'll type right here. I'm going to type Chastity Robinson. Mine is the Chloe Cox, okay? I want you to follow Ray Ray. She's one of my superstar directors. I want you to follow a Nick Peretta. And I'm sure there's a lot of other good ones out there. But the way that you're going to learn is by following people that are doing it. This is something that has never made sense to me within the Scentsy world. People want success, but they're not doing what successful people do. You want to be successful in your business? Watch what successful people do and mirror what they're doing to reflect who you are, right? So mirror the things that they're sharing on social media in their stories. So y'all will see, I'll go over a couple things I do, but you will learn by watching other people. And it's not that you're going to watch them, you guys, and copy them. You get to choose the way that you're going to incorporate your life, not my life, not Wendy's life, not anybody else's life in Scentsy, but yours, because you're unique and your story matters. Everybody has a story. Everybody. Every single person has a story. And it's important that you understand with social media that you share that. So 3 questions, write these down. 3 questions that I want you guys to be able to answer after this training. Number 1, what makes up my brand? What makes up my brand? That's number 1. What makes up my brand? And I'll wait a second to say number 2. So number one, what makes up my brand? I want you guys to be able to answer that question after this training. Number two, when people go on social media, on my social media account, can they immediately tell I am a Scentsy consultant? When people go on my social media accounts, so both Instagram, Facebook, if you're on Twitter, any of those, can they immediately tell I am a Scentsy consultant? Number three, I want you to be able to tell me 3 things about yourself without using the word Scentsy. So after this training, I want you to hop on your social media and I want you to ask the world of social, without using the word Scentsy, how would you describe me using 3 words without them saying the word Scentsy? Because you are not just a Scentsy consultant. And that is the key to identifying your brand. So let me tell you my brand, okay? So you can understand my brand. So if you follow me on social media, you guys probably have seen the past 2 years, I literally make my bed every morning. And if you haven't seen that, that's fine. But in my story, I'm always making my bed in the morning. That's how I start my day. That is a part of my brand. Now I have people that tag me in their stories when they're making their bed, okay? I'm a mom of 2. I'm a waffle wife. My husband owns a waffle company. I love my family. I love decor. I throw out a lot of inspiration, motivation. I show real life. That's a part of my brand. That's important to me. That's the core of my brand. I want people, when they see me on social media, it's not a highlight reel. Now, I'm not going to post everything. There's behind the scenes family stuff that nobody will ever know about because that's none of y'all's business. But when it comes to me sharing in my stories, when I am changing my wax, when I am changing out my diffusers, when I am, if you follow me on social media, if not, I hope that you start so you can understand in my story, or follow someone you can relate with. I don't really care if you follow me, but I'm trying to help you guys understand that you need to look at people and see how they're socially sharing to learn how to social share. Because sitting back and saying, I don't know how to do it, well, that's not going to help you right now. You want to know why? It is so pivotal that you guys learn how to use social media in this time, or your business will not survive. And I say that with love and with truth, because if you're going to sit back and not adapt, if you're not going to adapt to what's going on in our world right now, you will struggle. And social media is so key because everyone is looking at it. Guys, it's a free platform. When I think about social media, I'm like, why would I not post on social media for my business every day? It's free. So I do about 80-20. So 80% of my content is going to be me, my kids. I'll give just mom tips, anything that I want to share, I share. And I make it public because I want anybody to be able to find me and watch my story. A lot of my orders that I get, not a lot, probably 20% of my orders I get a month are new customers or current customers that saw me post something on my Instagram story and they were like, I gotta have it. So I've been sharing a lot of the cleaning products, the laundry products, all of those things. I'll share when I'm doing my laundry. I'll share whenever I'm cleaning my counters. I did it this morning with my son, and I'm incorporating 2 worlds into one. Okay? Scentsy is a part of my brand, but Scentsy is not my identity. Scentsy is something that I do. And what you have to understand about social is you want to attract real. You don't want to attract this, okay, I'm going to do a post and it has this underlying meaning. I'm going to tell you right now, that is my biggest pet peeve. When I see people post something and I'm like, that's not real. What did they really want to say? So I want to encourage you guys to look at other people that may be posting things and you're like, don't post that. It's super important that you understand that people are watching what you do, even if they don't like your stuff. I have so many people and they don't like my pictures I post. They for damn sure don't follow me on social media, but they always know they don't follow me, but they're following me because it's public, but they always know what's going on in my life. And here recently with everything that's going on, I'm going to be honest. we have businesses to run. Not for once has this pandemic, yeah, it's hard. I live on the East Coast. If y'all haven't pulled up Johns Hopkins and see how many red dots are on the East Coast, I should be freaking the hell out right now. But you know what? I have a business to run. I'm going to adapt to it. I'm going to social share and share as much as I can behind the scenes in my stories, and I'm going to work my business. Because if you take something like this pandemic and decide, okay, I'm going to not work my business, it's just, I mean, it's sink or swim time right now. I'm going to be really honest. Like, this is not the time where you're like, oh my gosh. Okay, but do you have the coronavirus? I mean, I'm being really honest. Yes, we need to be safe, and I'm not going to get in a political debate on here, but y'all need to understand that you guys have businesses to run, and you guys need to understand the importance of people want Scentsy right now. Guys, they want it. They want to see how you're comforting your home right now with fragrance. That makes them feel comforted. That makes them, they're in their home. So when they see you changing out your wax, changing out your diffuser, using the cleaning products, using the kids stuff, if you have kids, incorporating that into your brand, people are looking at that, and you're either going to draw people in or draw them away. Literally. And you don't have a lot of time. When people are looking at stories, another thing I want to tell you, 80% of people looking at stories have their volume off. Did you know that? 80%. It's super important that the content that you share is beneficial content on social media. So again, you're not just sharing Scentsy, you're sharing your life. You're sharing if you have kids or pets or freaking hamsters, whatever. You're incorporating whoever is into your house into your business. When I'm making samples, my son is helping me make samples, and I'm sharing that on social media in my stories behind the scenes. When I am packaging up orders, when I am packaging up samples for VIP customers, I am sharing that because I want my people watching me on social media to see how I take care of my customers. It is so important that you guys understand that those customers can buy from anybody. So why do they want to buy from you? I don't care if it's your mom or your cousin or your friend. If you don't recruit them, I will recruit them. If you don't give them the best experience, somebody else will give them the best experience. So I want you to have in your head, how can I be the best Scentsy consultant? Not good, not mediocre, not 50-50. How can I really dive in head first and share my life through Scentsy? How can I do that? So on social media, I'm never doing anything scripted. I try and stay away from stock photos unless it's like the Cinderella warmer or the scrubs coming out tomorrow, which I'm going to go in my story live about that later. Unless it is something that you have just gotten images from Scentsy and you don't have your own product yet, you should not be using stock photos. You need to be using your photos in your house to show them that they can have it in their house. People are going to buy from somebody that is relatable, that is real. They don't give a damn about a stock photo. They want to see you changing out your diffuser. They want to see how you change out your wax with cotton balls. They want to see, how you have your decor. Scentsy is decor. Scentsy is a feeling. Scentsy is a memory. Like, these are all things that right now people want. They want to feel good. They want to feel good. So in your stories, people crave real. They're craving real right now. And so I want you guys to make sure you understand when you're sharing in your social media accounts. I have one Instagram account and one Facebook account. I know somebody asked that. So I have one Instagram. It's the Chloe Cox. So whenever you're sharing, 80% family, 20% Scentsy, you using the products, you sharing the opportunity. Guys, when you get on Instagram and you open up your story, there's buttons in the top right, and there's also a big circle at the bottom. You hold that down and it records. Okay, that's how you record. You can also record hands-free. That's across the bottom. You have to slide the little thing. But the biggest way that you are going to learn is two ways. Watching people that are doing this the right way. And I guess I'll give you some data so you can see that I'm not just giving y'all crap. So my PRV last month was 6,300 and I recruited 2 people. And I say that because I'm not just getting on social media to fucking chill. I'm not chilling on social media. I'm either going to post content for my business, I'm going to share my kids because they're a huge part of my life, or my husband, or I'm going to get in my stories and I'm going to give people content that they want. And you need to realize when it's a part of your brand, so like the inspiration, motivation part, I'm always sharing. I have a YouTube channel, so I share that for consultants all over the world. I don't want only my team to see my trainings. So that again is another part of my brand. Now that is attached to Scentsy somewhat, but I want you to understand, if you look at my stories that I'm doing today, like if somebody loves something I posted, I will screenshot where I got it on Amazon. I'm screenshotting, or I'm shouting out when people get certified on my team, things like that. Incorporate your shout outs into Instagram and tag your people. That's a form of free recognition. My team loves that mess. They love it. They love when I shout them out. And, make sure that you protect your grid. A lot of people have zero idea what protect your grid means. So that means you should not be sharing everything plus some on your grid, meaning you're posting a picture for people to see. So not your stories, your grid. It's called a grid on Instagram with all your pictures. It's called a grid. You need to make sure that the best content is on your grid. The best. I'll go back sometimes and delete stuff, and that may sound weird, but you don't need to be posting 3 times a day on your grid. 1 time a day, maybe. Sometimes I'll space it out, because you want your following to be waiting really for that next post. What is it going to be? What is it going to be? And 80-20 with that too. 80% of my grid posts are kids, life, lifestyle. I love decor, fashion, all that. And then 20% will be a Scentsy product, but my kids are in it, or it's in my bedroom, or it is my product. I do not post stock photos on social media. That's not you. That is not you. Don't do that. Use what you have. I don't even care if your bar is from fall 2017. If that's what you got, then you need to share that in your story, changing your wax. You should be using every product you have in your house and sharing that through your stories. That's how your customers are going to learn about products, and you're going to save time because you're not individually following up about every product to every customer, right? If they know to follow you on social media, and I have this thing. Where's it at? Let me see if I have my stickers. So these are from Rachel Pence. I'm sure I'll upload the blank one. So this on here, this says snap and share. So every order that goes out, every mail out that goes out, this sticker, it goes on all my scent circles. This sticker goes on it, and it just says post a picture of your goodies and tag me. And I have what's called a QR code. Guys, QR codes are a thing, okay? If you don't know how to make them, just Google QR code generator. You make one. This has my Instagram on it. But I have QRs for everything. They're free. It's not hard. Just Google it and do it. I promise you, the more Googling we do and the less I don't know that we say, the more success you're going to see. If you don't know something, you need to Google it. If you don't know how to use social media, you need to press the button where your little head is at the top of Instagram and start playing around with it. You need to follow people that are doing it right. So snap and share. So I can make sure whenever people get goodie bags from me, that order from me, anything like that, they are knowing, look, and I tell them when I follow up, please tag me using your products on social media. I want them showing the world that I take care of my customers, okay? And QR codes, it's easy, guys. You don't even need a tutorial. Listen, Google QR code generator. That's it. That's it. You plug in your website, it makes a QR code, and then guess what? You save the QR code and you can put it on anything. It's an image. That's it. That's a QR code. That is it. I have for my website. I have it for my for joining. I have a Why Scentsy video on my channel, which is fantastic. And I have that in a QR code. I have a bunch of stuff on QR codes. But make sure that when you are sharing your products, that they are your products, that you're sharing how you're using them, you know about your products. Look, if you don't know about a product you're using, you need to open your product training guide, or you need to go onto your workstation, search product training guide, and you can see how to use these products, because you need to know in and out what you're doing. Another thing I have on my account is called a highlight. Okay, a highlight. And what I'll do is I'll post a screenshot of my Instagram on here after this, and I'll show you guys what I mean. When you look on your Instagram and you're literally looking at your Instagram, so not the feed of everybody, you're in your home button, you're looking at your grid and your name and your picture. Number one, you should have your website somewhere on there, somewhere. I have what's called a link tree. You can click on mine to understand what that is. It's very simple, but it just has multiple links to different things. So if you click around on my Instagram, you can see what a link tree is, but that way I have a space for my podcast on my link tree. Me and my husband have a podcast. I have my Scentsy page where they can order. I have a link where they can join. So that's called Linktree. You want to know how you can do it? Go to linktree.com and make one. It's that easy, baby. This is not hard. But you have to take the time to do these things. Now, what a highlight is, underneath your picture, so you have your Instagram grid, you have your picture, you can do your little bio, which is where you need to put your link to your website. And then under that, there's literally like these little bubbles. And what I have are highlights. So it's going to look like a plus. You're going to click the plus and you're going to make a highlight. I have a highlight for my kids. I have a highlight for mom stuff. I have a highlight for Scentsy. I have products, spring, summer products. How genius is that? You know why? I want customers to be able to click that highlight and to see every single product I've been sharing in my home. So you can look at that highlight to also get an idea of how I'm sharing Scentsy and how I'm sharing it in my home. I also have a highlight for joining. So when I have went live in my story, or when I've held the button down and recording and live are two different things. When I have done that, I have saved it. Okay. So you can go back in your story. Okay. So when you do your story on Instagram, you can click through everything you've done. And in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little circle. You can click that and there is an option to save that video, picture, whatever, to a highlight. When you make your highlight, you can save it to that. Okay. So you can look at my highlights and see what I'm talking about, but it's really important that you guys understand when it comes to social media, number one, you have to identify your brand. You have to identify, okay, I know I'm all of these things outside of Scentsy, so I need to incorporate that into my story, right? So identifying your brand, identifying what do other people think? What do you think of yourself? Not in a negative way. Please, we're not doing negative because it's easy, right? Like I could go off on a tangent of how on my bad days I feel about myself. But y'all, you're unique. Pull out that uniqueness. If you love DIY stuff, if you love cooking, if you love whatever, that needs to be a part of your brand. Hell, make a highlight out of it. I don't care. But you need to understand that you can attract people in because of your life. You're going to attract them in because of your life, and they're going to buy Scentsy because they're already there. They could have been attracted to your brand because of your kids, your dogs, what you do for fun, shows you watch. Like, any of those things will attract your audience. So you need to remember that you don't need to be selling Scentsy. You need to be sharing Scentsy. You don't need to be selling bundles of Squeeze the Day. You need to be sharing bundles of Squeeze the Day. You sell when you follow up with a customer through Maven or whatever it is you use for follow-up. That is not the same thing on social media. So please, and some people may be against this, but I really don't care. Quit going on social media and saying, hey, I got Squeeze the Day bundles. Let's go. No. Take a picture of your Squeeze the Day bundle if that's what you want to do with your kid cleaning your kitchen or something that's authentic, that's you, you know what I mean? That's what people want to see. That's what they want to see. They don't care about stock photos. They don't care. And some of y'all may be able to post stock photos and do great with it, but that's not sustainable. That's not you. That's not going to work. So I really want to encourage you, quit looking at what other consultants are doing. Just because they post the Cinderella carriage on their grid does not mean you need to post the Cinderella carriage on your grid. Do you hear me? That's not even a grid post. In my opinion, that's a story post. That's an individual customer texting picture to send. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your grid it's sacred. It really is, because you need to understand your grid on Instagram especially. People if they decide if they want to follow you or whatever, they're looking at that grid. You got about 5 seconds until they're like, not into it. And I'm not saying that you need to create an Instagram for a following. It's not about that. But people are going to be following you anyways. So why not give them the best content to follow? Okay. And again, yes, hang on. So I don't have any suggestions, girl. If it has to be private and that's like your job, then it has to be private. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I don't. But I mean, you know, you can individually invite your customers. That's just really time consuming for me. So I make sure they add themselves. That's just another step that I don't want to do. But if it's your job, you just have to adapt and like go around that. You know what I mean? And have like maybe a private Facebook VIP page, something like that, you know? And I've said the word a million times, but I'll say it again. You guys have the opportunity today. Okay. You have the opportunity today, tonight, next week to really choose to up your social media and your branding. Your brand is everything. My brand is everything. Not because I give a damn about a brand, but because I want people to see who I am. And for a long time, I had people in Scentsy, and still to this day, that don't like my brand. And you know what? I don't care because they don't pay my bills. And I'm over here recruiting all the people and earning annual mentor and earning annual sales and having high sales. So they can sit down, and anybody y'all are worried about can sit down. These are quotes, right? So I've been doing this when I say the word. Y'all have heard the word, right? Because I've said it so many times, right? Have y'all heard the word? Because I've done this like 5 times. Okay. Just comment if you've not heard the word. So what I'm going to leave you guys with is, why are they buying from you? Why are they buying from you? They can buy from anyone. How have y'all not heard the word? Maybe y'all aren't listening. Choose. I've done this like 5 times. Choose. Okay? All right, choose. I've said it out 8 times now, and I've done this. So pay attention, y'all. All right, so, and look, let's back up. If you have to keep your life private, great, that's fine. Keep it private. Keep your life private. Do you. What I am sharing is my social media is public because I use social media as a resource to brand myself and to brand my business. If you want to do a VIP page, I don't care what you do. It doesn't matter. You're your brand, right? So you have to figure out what your brand is. And then you have to take your brand and run with it and spoil your customers and draw them into you. My life, okay, and let me back up. My life's very private in certain ways. There are a million things y'all don't know about me. Y'all probably have no idea. I have a sister that's schizophrenic, a mom that's been in and out of jail. I have a lot of stuff going on all the time, that has nothing to do with what I want the world to know. That's private. That is private. But when I'm using my products, when I am with my kids, when I'm doing something with my husband that brings joy and that is happy and that is me, I am sharing it. There's a difference in privacy and sharing your business and your life to draw people in. The word is choose. Maybe y'all can't hear my accent. I've said it since like the first 5 minutes. So the word is choose. The word is choose. Choose. Here we go. Choose. Okay. So, all right. The word is choose. That's choose. Choose. All right. So, hopefully this was a little bit helpful for you guys. When it comes to your customers, they're buying from you for a reason. Give them a reason to want to buy from you. They're buying from you, not necessarily Scentsy. And so when they see you, what does your business look like? If I go on your Facebook page and your Instagram, can I tell you're a Scentsy consultant? Because if not, that's problem number 1. I don't care how private your life is. You should have your website. You should have join info. You should have all kinds of stuff on your social media accounts because they need to know how to order. I also have a business page. Okay. So, and what makes you different? What makes you different? Because a lot of times what makes you different is what is going to stand out in the world, and it's what people want, and it's what people crave. People are tired of this fake BS content people share on social media where you can read between the lines. And so just make sure that y'all are following people that are successful in Scentsy. That's number one. I already said that, right? So you should be following and replicating in your own way what successful people do. You want to be successful? Watch successful people, do what they do, and make it your own. I have done that since day one. I have watched successful people, not just in Scentsy, but in huge organizations. I've listened to CEOs. I listen to mastermind courses. I do all that stuff. I learn about social media. I learn about that stuff. I follow people on Instagram that are great at social media, and I look at what they do, and if they have free classes, I take them. Like, you have to be hungry to learn about social media in order to do well at it. So just remember, it doesn't matter how young you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. You get to choose. You get to choose how you, yes, I've said choose about 20 times. So I'm going to be really honest. If y'all don't know the word now, then y'all need to go take a nap and y'all need to get it together. Okay? So, and this is just how I am. And I'm so sorry if y'all don't like it, but I'm black and white. And I've honestly had to throw a bunch of stuff together to even do this training because I'm outside doing stuff with my family. And if it weren't for Wendy, I would not be doing this training. But I know how much she's very, very important to me. So remember, we don't care if you copy what we do. We don't care if you copy what we do. But it's important that you are looking at what successful people are doing to get an idea, not to be like, I cannot do what they do. Oh my God. Because I'm going to be honest, you look at Chelsea Odo's Instagram, she's great. I've followed her since day one. But a lot of people may look at that kind of stuff and be like, I can't do what she does. She's so perfect. She's so good at, stop. Skirt. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be present. You don't need to be perfect in your business. You need to be present and be consistent. So when you get, every time y'all ask me for the word, it like throws me off, which is totally fine. But I literally have said it so many times. And if y'all don't know the word, you're going to have to go back and rewatch. So, and I'm not saying anything bad. Please don't go back to Chelsea Odo and say, Chloe said all this stuff. Please, let's not do that because I don't do that. What I'm saying is it's important that you guys look at social media as an influence, but not to compare. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not as fancy as Chelsea Odo. My house don't look like hers. I love home decor. I love all that, but I'm a hot ass mess. So it's important that you guys look at others for inspiration and motivation, but not to get down on yourself and not to say, oh my God, I can't do it. I give up. No, look at it and be like, you know what? I'm going to change my wax out, or I'm going to change my diffuser out, or I'm going to make this me, or I'm going to be, use what you see other people doing and incorporate that to fit how you work your business. You don't have to do what other people do, but you do need to look at what successful people do. And you need to take a watch and take a seat and look at what they're doing so you can mirror that in your image. Because you want people to be attracted to your brand. And listen, if you're going to be on your Instagram story one day and be popping, showing all the things, and then you don't do nothing for a week, nobody's going to watch you. Nobody's going to want to follow that. Nobody's going to want to follow somebody who is inconsistent in what they're sharing. You're not going to draw in what I call a true following. You're not going to draw in, like my customers now, they look on my stories every day. And literally, it's even helped me with follow-up. I don't even have to follow up as much as I used to because I've built such a good relationship with my customers. I'm not saying I don't follow up. Y'all already heard my PRV from last month. I know how to get sales. But what I'm saying is, when you create that culture for your customers, they're going to know to look in your stories or your highlights or whatever, so they can look and see what's popping. Like, what is Chloe doing with her Scentsy? Like, what's new? What's about to come out? Like, all of those things. So just remember, that they're looking. Your customers are looking. People are looking that are not your customers yet. I had so many new orders last month from people that never ordered from me because they've been following me for so long and they've been following my products. I've been consistent in sharing. It takes 7 times. I learned this in a social media training. 7 times for somebody to see or hear something for them to do it. 7. So if you think because you shared the counter clean last month, you're good, they need to see it 7 times, cleaning different things, doing different things. So thank you guys for being on. I hope that this was somewhat helpful. Like I already said, if y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out. I don't do Facebook messages, but you can reach out on Instagram, or you can comment on here. But just remember, you are a freaking superhuman. You have a superpower because nobody is like you. And you need to remember that you can do this. Hard work is hard work. You have to do the hard work. So like, you're not just going to go on Instagram and be a boss. I've been doing Instagram and running stories and figuring this out for about 4.5 years. So start somewhere, just move. Start today. Utilize your stories. There's polls you can do in your stories. There's questions you can ask people in your stories. There's a love slide button I use all the time in my stories. I'll do the polls for samples so I can get samples out to people. I will do the polls if I am sharing about the joint opportunity. I'll do a poll and say, who wants to know more? And you can do 2 little options they can click. And I'll say either like, yes, please, or something funny like, nah, I'll be broke. Like, make it fun. And watch people that are successful. I really want to encourage you guys too to watch Ray Ray. Ray Ray is one of my SSDs. She is a millennial. She is 26, but she is extremely good at stories. She gets a lot of recruits in stories. She gets a lot of sales in her stories. So you need to make sure that you are following all kinds of different people. You're following Chelsea, Rachel, Wendy, Ray Ray, Chastity, Camila Santos. I didn't share her. Camila's Instagram is fabulous. Her stories are on point. Camila. Okay, Camila. Her Instagram handle is called Killa Makeup. Okay, so make sure, like, don't be intimidated. Be influenced. Be influenced and be like, I'm going to follow all these people. I'm going to learn how to do this. I got this. And just remember that we are all in this together. Right now is a time where we have got to stick together. And like I said, I don't care. Whatever y'all take from my story, if you want to screenshot something and take it, I don't care. But the most important thing I want you to take from this is you need to be your brand. You need to be authentic in the way you work your business. Nobody wants fake. Nobody cares about fake, and fake is not sustainable. You guys see I'm in a bathing suit right now, and I have my bathing suit bottoms on. I did not do my makeup and get fancy for this training because that is not my brand. Right? Y'all probably know that. I'm not that person. And people that are like that, I love it. I love watching Wendy do her trainings and she looks bougie and has her makeup on. I love it, but not once has that ever intimidated me. Do you understand what I'm saying? You need to get in your lane and you need to cruise, baby. Get in your lane, find your groove, watch successful people, look at what they're doing, look at all the trainings that are going to be on here today. And I went totally over. I need to get back outside. But watch the trainings on here today and just give them a try. You're not going to know if you're good at bingo parties or Facebook parties if you haven't done it. You're not going to know you're good at social media if you don't give it a try. And stay consistent, guys. No matter what you do, no matter how you decide to brand your business, get consistent in it. Consistency is key. It's key. So Wendy, I love you. Thank you for asking me to come on here. Wendy knows that I've been in a bad spot and mentally. And so I appreciate you letting me come on here and feel like I have something to give, because even guys, leaders, like all the time, I'm like, I don't even know what I have to give. I don't even know like what's going on. I don't know what day it is, like, you know, but just know that you guys are consultants for a reason, and it is your time right now to shine your light. Shine your light through social media. Don't be doing negative posts. Don't be doing political posts. Don't be doing nasty posts. You need to be positive. You need to be uplifting on social media. You need to be uplifting on your stories. And you need to understand that you are going to draw people in, not just because of Cincy, but because of the other 20 things that you do in your life. That's you. So if you drink red wine every night, post a picture of your red wine in your story. You know what I mean? If you love, I don't know, like a certain kind of food and you make it for dinner, put it in your story. Put it in your story. Your story is you. Your story is a picture of real that you have the opportunity to put on the table for your audience. And that's the difference between fake social media content and real social media content. So I love you guys. I can't wait. If y'all do anything cool with your social media, please tag me on Instagram or whatever. You can tag me. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure that you don't give up. If you get frustrated, just keep giving it a try. Or Instagram me. I'll voice text you on what to do. But play around with the buttons. Use your stories. People look at them. They're looking at them more than... They're not going on your Facebook page. You really think people are going on your Facebook page to see what you posted that day? Think about it. No, they're not. They're looking at stories, and if they find something that's intriguing, they may, if you're posting picture or posting how you're changing out your warmers, and I always say link in bio. Link in bio means if they go to either of your pages, your shopping link is right there. Okay? So be intentional with your sharing, be real with your sharing, be consistent with your sharing, and I promise you it will grow. You get to choose. You get to choose the direction of your business, and you get to choose if you're going to take the tips being shared on this page today and actually do a damn thing about it. Because too many people watch trainings and then they sit back and they get in their self-pity, and I get it. I do it sometimes too. Depression is real, but get out of that because you're not going to grow. You watching a training and not implementing it is going to do absolutely nothing for your life. So please do something with these trainings today. Book the Facebook parties, book the bingo parties, up your social media. And I think that's it. All right, guys. Bye.